Hello, darlings. How are you? I'm coming to you today after an amazing shamanic journey. I keep being called to shamanic drums, just that rhythmic. I had done a journey with drums with Mariposa and Sedona, so I really connected that way. So today I decided I would do one. I did a guided meditation that used the drums to take you into the Akashic field where you could speak with one of your spirit guides. So as I'm going down into this, I'm thrown back to the side of Camelback Mountain. So I kind of had touched in a previous video that I did, the one about not judging. I went to Camelback Mountain when I was in Scottsdale back in November. So I'm hanging out with my soul sister, Tanya. Love you, Tanya. And I am compelled to record. I'm like, all right, cool. I take a shower, get dressed, and in my mind, I was just going to record when I went up to Camelback Mountain. And I'm like, all right, where am I going? And they said, you know, I received just type in Camelback Mountain. So I cruise. It's about 10 minutes from where we were staying. So it was a cool little drive getting there. Takes me into some side street that's like between a strip mall and like a daycare or something. And I'm like, okay, interesting. So I turn in and then it starts winding me through this neighborhood. So this neighborhood at first was like, okay, nice little houses, nice houses. Then they start getting to be really nice houses. And the more it winds me up into this neighborhood, I'm looking up at these gigantic walled in mansions, okay? You know, with the pools, oh, just freaking amazing. So I get up there and it tells me to take a left, which is a driveway. Like somebody has a gated driveway where Waze is trying to get me to take a left to get to where I need to go, where I was told to be. And I didn't have a way to get up there. So I kept driving and I went down, went as far as the road would go. Everything, you know, each direction was either a driveway or you turned around and went back the way you came. Check it out. Behind me is the top of Camelback Mountain. And you really can't get to it from this side because it's all a bunch of fucking houses. Big, fancy fucking houses. So I'm like, y'all, what's going on here? What am I doing? Where am I going here? And I hear pull over here and there's like this little extra lane on the road, like for parking, right? So if you wanted to park and then go hike, which I couldn't see any way you could do that because everything was fenced off in these private houses. And anyway, I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? And I open my car door and right above me is a hawk. So long time ago, I mentioned that the hawk is my spirit animal and that's my message. That's the universe telling me, yep, this is where you're supposed to be. This is the right, you're going the right way. So I look up and there's a hawk and I'm like, all right. I look around me and it's like concrete. And between me and the mountain is like gravelly desert mountainside. And then there's another big fenced in area under a giant mansion. And then even beyond that was one more giant fucking house, walled in, fenced in. On the other side of me, like on the other side of where my car parked, which is on the left side of the street, by the way, it was kind of weird, is a wall, seat height, perfectly, you know, sit down. I did, by the way. And then on the other side of that was somebody's backyard. So it was like a 8 to 10 foot wall to their backyard, which was beautifully landscaped. So like right behind me were these lush plants, and I don't even know what the bushes were, and I know a lot about bushes, but this is Southwest stuff. It's not in my data bank yet. Anyway, so I'm told to meditate. I'm like, okay, cool, all right, where? And they're like, wall. And I sit down on the wall. Like I said, I get my little meditation cushion out and I sit down on the wall and I turn on my usual meditation music, which is just, you know, that kind of really soft la 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 la, right, stuff. And I was told drums. Like, all right, drums it is. So I pull up on YouTube Shamanic Drums and I turned that on and it said earplugs and I'm like, okay, cool. And so I do earplugs. Now remember, I am sitting on a wall in somebody at the back of somebody's backyard looking up at somebody's house, pool, deck area, everything like that, and then up from there is another, right? So I'm like right in the middle, and then this is a parking area. So like in the time that I was there, while I was getting myself set up, 2 different cars came through and parked and did what they were doing and then moved on, or somebody came and parked and I think they hiked up. I'm sitting on this wall looking up at Camelback Mountain in the middle of all of these fabulous houses, and I put my earbuds in and I've got the shamanic drums going. And I am sitting on this wall listening to this and start to get within myself, start to feel myself center and start getting my vision, start seeing what message was there for me. Okay, so as I'm sitting here, my medicine woman comes up and she says, dance. And this is the medicine woman that came up when I was at Mariposa's, maybe it was the shamanic drum reading, probably was. It would make sense. Anyway, so she says dance. So here I am on a wall in somebody's backyard, just below somebody else with cars coming and going. And I am getting into this beat. And as I start getting into this beat, then I start hearing Native American chanting. And then I see in my mind's eye, because of course my eyes are closed, in front of me, Native Americans dancing around fire. They were like gray, like, you know, I mean, they weren't there. It was the essence of them. That's the word that comes to mind. The image of them, the whatever. I sat there and I don't even know how long. I have no idea, because I've mentioned it before. I kind of get lost when I'm meditating if there's not a guided meditation to have a start and a stop. I kind of just like go off in my own world. So no clue how long I was actually there, but I basically got to sit in as a part of this Days of the Old West Native American fire ceremony. I have no idea what the ceremony was. I have no idea what tribe it was. I mean, I could do research and probably find who it would have been that would have been doing sacred ceremonies on Camelback Mountain, but I haven't ever been compelled to do that research because I haven't really thought about it too many times until I got told today to share this story. I really specifically did not mention or go into detail about why I felt like, you know, there were ancient spirits that were on the mountain with me when I did that last video, because I was like, people are gonna think you're fucking crazy. But I know I'm not. They danced, they did their thing. And then I needed to record, but I didn't want to do it like right there in all those houses. I mean, what's going to get someone's panties in a ruffle faster than somebody recording on their land, right? Even if I were facing it at me, I'd be facing it somebody's backyard, front yard, something like that. So I was like, I need somewhere to record. I want to record this on Camelback Mountain. So I get back in my car and I drive back out. And then I put in like Camelback hiking trails. As I'm driving around the mountain, I kept feeling like I was choking. It was like, I was like feeling pressure, and I just, choking is what I really kept like feeling as I'm going around this. And it's crazy because I mean, I'm looking at Camelback Mountain, but there's a good, I don't know how many, like 5, 6, 7 streets between the road I'm on, which is the major, you know, thoroughfare, and where the mountain would start. So it's like I kept feeling the mountain was being choked. That was what came to it. It was like I'm being choked. My sacred space is being choked out. And it drove me to 2 access points where people should be able to access Camelback Mountain that were closed down because of new construction. So it was like the universe was showing me that this is kind of big. This is like all new expansion that is choking the mountain, right? I finally got to the far opposite side of the mountain and found a park that I could walk into. I actually hadn't planned on having to hike at all. I just wanted Camelback behind me, right? I just wanted the background. But apparently the universe had other thoughts. So I'm wearing a dress when I did this recording. And so I throw on my tennis shoes and have to hike a little bit to get to where they wanted me to be able to stop and deliver my message. But I 100% know that I felt Camelback Mountain calling out and saying, I'm choking. They're choking out my sacred spaces. I believe that we are finding it a lot harder to access these sacred spaces. Not really sure what our part in that is, but awareness is always a good thing. I also feel compelled to tell you, all of you, try it. Try a shamanic journey. You are probably somebody who has Native American past lives. When you get those drums going and you close your eyes and just listen to that drum go, you will be taken to wherever it is that you intend to go. It's fucking cool. And it's really powerful. I'm not sure if there's any more messages that I'm supposed to get out of sharing this particular video. Try it, Shamanic Drums. It's really cool. It's a cool way to connect to your higher self, to your past lives, to, you know, being able to access the Akashic records. Be aware. Be aware of what development is doing to our sacred spaces, because it's not just Camelback Mountain, it's everywhere. If we have the opportunity to step up and say no before they do something, that's the time to do it. Because once capitalism gets their feet in that, they're not going to let go. I think that's all I have. Yeah, that's it. All right. Love you.